Awesome. Austin,
Yep.
how are you?
Good. Good. How are you? I mean, had better days.
Yeah,
Um, I think that our teams have done pretty good thus far with coming up some pretty good things for the negotiation. But if we can't come to an agreement with this Article 22, I don't think we're going to be a good match. So hopefully my day gets better.
yeah,
Hopefully we can
I
come up
couldn't
with
agree.
something.
And there's obviously a reason we're meeting again. Am I
Exactly.
right?
Right.
And especially in business, we don't want any miscommunications between us,
Right.
even though things have been kind of shaky so far. I think we both can agree if we can come to a deal we can agree on, life would be dandy. Am I right?
They will definitely be better. That's for sure.
Okay. So what is it exactly you're looking for today in this meeting?
Really, I just want to be able to get more freedom of the premises in the sense that we can kind of sublet it, or at least portions of it, more than anything, portions of it. That way we can make more money. We can bring in some complementary vendors. We'd like to get more freedom on being able to sell the lease entirely if we need to, if we feel that discount's just not working
Mm-hmm.
in this area. And having flexibility with being able to introduce some products that fall just a little bit outside the soft goods spectrum.
Absolutely. And I understand the way you feel, wanting the freedom, wanting the power to bring in whoever you want in the building. But if you were going to put yourself in our shoes, what do you think would be some of the consequences of giving discount all that freedom you mentioned?
That's a good question. I mean, I would hope that the tenant would do things that would fall in line with the business model that we have set up. And I mean, from our standpoint, we do have we have the mall's interests at heart. We don't want to push away any satellite tenants or anything like that. We're not going to do anything shady with the premise. We just want the freedom to be able to expand and increase discounts growth as a company.
Okay. And by bringing in satellite companies or
Vendors, yeah.
vendors, sorry, and completely pulling out, that would help discount grow.
Well, what I mean by that is if discounts just not doing well, and we're just under a financial thumb, we need, and it's company policy, we need that freedom to be able to sell the lease ourselves because we can sell it much faster than if there's
Yeah.
more parties involved. Because the more parties involved, the longer it's going to take. And if we can sell it in a month or a week or something like that, but if we've got to go through this, of the chain of command to something, and it takes 6 months, that's tens of millions of dollars potentially that could be hurting the company. So that's the only case that we'd want to like just sell the lease completely. As far as subletting goes, we like to bring in name brands. So, for example, like Macy's, they bring often in Sephora, like the makeup.
Yeah.
So we like to do things similar. We sell like like housewares and things like that. So in the past we've had like Rachel Ray like bring in separate corner where it sells brand name
Uh-huh.
products and things like that. And that's helped to bring in more foot traffic, and that's gonna be great for the mall because to bring more foot traffic, and it helps discount grow.
Okay.
So that's kind of what we're looking at as of the amount of freedom that we're really looking
Okay. And Austin, I want you guys to be happy. I want discount to be
for. Right.
happy, and as well, I want us at Hawkins to be happy. I think we're gonna be able to reach something. I completely understand what you're getting at as far as feeling freedom. But what we are looking for is to put in some type of checks and balance or safeguard.
That's fair.
Yeah, and especially when we're opening up something new, and especially how awesome the name brand discount is going to bring in tons of foot traffic just because of your name.
Right.
What if we could work in some type of deal where I'll shoot you straight for the first 5 years, we don't bring in the clause that we've been talking about.
Okay.
For the first 5 years, just discount, get the name going, get the mall going, and then after that, some type of safeguard where if you want to bring in a Rachel Ray or a Sephora, then we can run through a small process to make sure it would be profitable for you, and then we would be able to give you your freedom you've wanted.
I like where this is going. It's definitely
Okay.
more collaborative than just
Yeah.
the two articles in itself. I'll tell you what, if we can agree to allow that, quarter of the premises to be used at our discretion, I am totally cool, and I think that it's fair to bring you personally or a member of your team of your choice on board in the sense that you can sit down with me with the vendors
Okay.
and we can interview them, make sure that they've got the right level of integrity, honesty, and everything that's going to fit with what we, it sounds like that we both you know, look after. Um, and you could also make sure that the vendor, because I'm assuming that something you guys have in mind is you don't want direct competition with the satellites.
Absolutely.
So with you being in that process as well, or a member of your team, you could see what we're kind of looking at to bring in as complementary vendors. That way, the products that those vendors would be selling wouldn't be in direct competition with the satellites.
Okay.
And we would like the ability to do that as soon as everything's set up as far as the actual building goes. Just because we do have some complementary vendors that we're looking to bring on board, and we'd like to bring them on board as soon as possible.
As soon as the openings is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay. And if I understand your offer correctly, you're saying 75% of the store is strictly discount
correct. Yep.
and 25% a company that would complement and not contradict the other business.
Correct.
Okay. And you want that right away.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. Would you be okay with the deal of the first 5 years, 100% discount? And then after that, the clause comes in, 25%, bring in what you need.
It's just that's just not going to work for us, just because we've got some complementary vendors that we've already got in our pocket, and we're looking to get them introduced into this location. And I like I said, I think that bringing you or a member of your team on board is fair, and I think that that's going to satisfy, any concerns for the other tenants or maybe any finance teams that you guys have, because you're going to have that say in the sense that, hey, you know what, this vendor's great, but they're selling products that's in direct competition with 3 of our satellites. I just don't think that's going to work. I can try and hash it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We just want the ability to have that freedom.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
So I actually like this a lot, and I think discount having the name you guys have and having the recognition, I think you would bring in something with the overall goal in mind to enhance the mall, to enhance the customer's experience when they come in. And are you saying the final say of who comes in would be us or would be you?
It's essentially going to be unanimous in the sense that, if you guys don't like it because it's in direct competition with someone, we're okay with that. But if it's something that I just don't really care for that brand,
Oh, yeah.
that doesn't really matter in my opinion. I think that we have the discretion to use that, but I'm totally cool with honoring the fact that it's not direct competition, because we understand that you can't get rid of the satellites. Everyone's got to start at a little guy somewhere. Discount started as a little guy at some point, and we understand that if we go in direct competition with those satellites and we knock out 3 satellites, then you're going to get less rent money because those guys are paying a lease to you. And if you make less money, then eventually the mall could go down. And if the mall goes down, discount doesn't have a place in the mall. So we understand that we want to play fair, we want to play ball. We just want that freedom. And I think that having you in that meeting with the vendor, I think is fair.
Okay.
With that.
My last question, I like it a lot.
Perfect.
How long will the mall be 75% discount?
So that's something that we're kind of looking at for the 25-year contract.
25 years. I think it's fantastic.
Perfect.
Awesome.
And we talked about, I mentioned a little bit, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page with bringing in some products and testing them that are outside the soft goods realm. I'm totally cool with honoring that same thing of bringing you guys on board, making sure that it's not direct competition, but we are looking at bringing in like household appliances, so like mini fridges and things like that. I can't imagine you guys have a satellite that has dishwashers and fridges and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but that's just kind of where we're looking at right now, and I'm okay with honoring that, as well as kind of bringing you on board and saying, if this doesn't fit because you got 2 other satellites that sell something way too similar, then it's understandable. We just, again, want that freedom to be able to do so.
Okay. So as long as nothing's in direct competition,
Mm-hmm.
something we meet about and talk about.
Yep. And
be able to potentially put in.
And everything's going to be up to negotiation. We'll sit down, we'll hash it out like we're doing now. Yeah. And if it's just not going to work, then we'll just try and find something that will.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, and then
got a deal.
How do you feel about us having control as far as selling the lease? Is that something that we can agree on?
For the first 25 years, we would like if we would not sell the lease.
Okay, what can you do for me? Because if, like I said, 25 years is a long contract, and we want to build that partnership. But if for some reason discount's not doing good, we need to get out from that financial thumb as soon as possible.
That's understandable.
So what can you do for me to make it so that we do have, or what can we come up with so that we do have control over that?
Okay. So under the circumstance that you guys are not profiting, that you would find a substitute, someone to come in who would be able to take over your lease and would be able to profit in the building.
Okay, and that, I mean, that's really what we're looking at. And
Okay.
as soon as I get whiff that, we're, from the CFO that we're thinking about shutting down this
Yeah.
location, I'll let you know. That way you could help us look for
Yeah.
viable candidates.
And the last
to
thing we
fill it.
want is you guys to go under, and then we have
Right.
no one leasing.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that if we can agree to that, I think that we've got a deal.
Okay.
Does that sound good to you?
It does.
Perfect. Thanks.
Thank you.